Was before you didn't have access to the hottest guys, you didn't have access to the celebrities,
Inflation.
you didn't have access to, it doesn't even have to be celebrities, but just the hot guys on social media, dating apps, Instagram, right? So, all the hottest guys would go get married, and then, the okay looking guy would kind of make you laugh and you fall in love, and like the guy down the street, that's kind of how it would happen, right? Because we can build our attraction in other ways. But the issue is women mate select for looks typically in their 20s. And then in their 30s, it switches more to long-term and like resources typically. And so the issue we get is like, we get to 30, we've slept around with all these people, and then we're less valuable to the guy that was really on our level 10 years ago. But we just have an inflated sense of ego because, it's like the men being addicted to porn. We are addicted to social media. It changes our whole worldview. And nobody can convince me otherwise because I just hear girls coming in with the same arguments that are just regurgitated on social media. And again, I think that's what happens when the media is female-led.
Forget about that.
Evil happens, right? When marriages are female-led, evil happens. And I just see the same trend that whenever stuff is catered to the woman, in even family dynamics, it's like we hear 20 years later that the dad actually wasn't a bad guy. The mom was just shit-talking him for 20 years.
Bam.
Or the mom's encouraging her to do OnlyFans. Like, I just see women, we just are...
Or wash PORN. Corn. Yeah. Single moms tend to do that.
Not logical. We're emotions based. And I just don't think it works.
So if you submit to the man and you said about cheating once is like, okay. But what if it's multiple times? Would you say like what would you, what's your boundaries that you would have to walk away?
So this is a hard pill, and this was a hard pill for me to swallow too. Like at the end of the day, we know sex is different for men and for women, right? We know this. Like there's something innate, like that when you hate a bitch, you'll call her a whore, right? There's a reason we do this, There's something innate. There's a reason girls don't want to say their body counts, right? Because we know it makes us less valuable. And men, they don't care. Like their body counts don't matter. And I know you said you're going to break up with a guy. I don't believe you for a second. Sorry. You're not really dumping a guy because he slept with a bunch of people.
100%. I never met someone that, well, could be. But that's pre-selection. Think about it. You're being pre-selected by someone else and you're creating emotions. And that's the most important thing when it comes down to female game. You have to create emotions. Emotions is what keeps the female attached to you, folks. I'm telling you. If you keep that thing up and down, they stay. But if you just flatline, don't cheat, don't do anything. I'm not saying cheating is good, right? That's not okay. I condone that. However, if a man does it, I don't think that's... I never thought about a situation where a female left that guy because you're cheating. Unless he's already having a double life and he's putting resources in someone else kind of thing. Maybe.
Especially if you don't know him.
I wouldn't want to know his name.
I know you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to know, but you would, right? Come on. And so, but men, it's like they just have a
eyes that don't see, heart that don't feel.
Visceral reaction because for 1,000 years, if they picked a promiscuous woman, she was gonna there was no way he would know that the kid was his, and then he could be giving his resources to a kid that wasn't his. And today, that's a big problem. I mean, there's some estimates that like 20% of men are raising kids that aren't theirs.
That's
and then
high.
You look at the
30,
data.
Actually, it's 30%. 30%. And I think that the higher they do these tests, the more they do the test, the higher the percentage gets. That's crazy, huh?
For women and body counts, and if you've slept with more than 5 people, you have like a 20% chance of a happy marriage. And they can lose everything because of this. Again, this is what happens when females lead. So the cheating thing is,
marriage.
We know it's different, right? So I just think cheating for women is getting attention from other men, and cheating for men is getting sex from other women. Because, okay, if you could pick one, I'm trying to explain this in the best way, but most women would pick beauty for the rest of their life over money or sex. Or if you asked men if they had to pick one of the 3, they would pick sex or money, maybe, but probably sex. Right? You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you were like ugly, but you got sex from hot guys, it wouldn't really mean anything. Like, we value beauty. We want to be beautiful. We want to be desired. So it's like when you have wives that are half naked, right? I think that's equally as cheating as a guy sleeping with another girl. I know no one really agrees with me on this, but my logic is I think women desire attention and men desire sex. So I think it's a bit hypocritical, to come in and, I just think sometimes we got to get off our high horse. And, we're not perfect and they're not perfect either. And I think it's silly to break up a marriage because he's not perfect. But I'm not saying he should cheat. I'm not saying it's good. I would be very hurt, and I hope he does. And the worst part is all these bitches are going to try to get him to cheat because I've talked about this. I just know it. I know how this is going to go. But, yeah, does that make sense? Yeah. I know it's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is it that the man that they're always getting, they're always cheating? Have you noticed on a lot of these shows, their ex-boyfriend used to cheat, but only 20% of guys are cheating? I mean, it's so confusing. It's crazy.
Yeah. A lot to take in. So
yeah, but I think what they've done is really dishonest to us because they've told us you are the victim. It's the end of the world. When a lot of times the reason he cheats is because he's demasculated. A lot of times the reason he cheats is because he's in a sexless marriage. Because women, we've been told
he had no other option. That's what it is. Let's keep it 100 here. He doesn't have. Wife doesn't want to open it anymore. She's not taking care of herself. She used to be 110, 120. All of a sudden, she's 190, 200. Not taking care of herself. She smells kind of funky. All those things.
We can do no wrong, and we're just victims for forever. We never ask about our part to play. And usually, when a guy cheats, the woman isn't innocent. Like, there are very few times a girl is being perfect wife and he cheats. And I think it's silly that we don't ever look in the mirror first before pointing the finger.
That's accountability. I don't think so.
And I think it can be worked through.
Yeah.
There are people that found out about a family across town, and they stayed and stuck it out. Like I know someone. I have a relative who, he had a whole side chick, and he left the family for the side chick, right? And literally, the side chick died. I know and this woman was so Catholic, she prayed for a solution. She was like, God, please bring my husband back. Like, do you see how different that mindset is? Like, God, I just want my husband. Like, please, I need my They don't make women like that anymore. Think about Jolie, that song. Right now we have Taylor Swift songs of a decade of her like getting ran through and just being the victim and poor me. And nothing, like she seems like a nice woman, but nobody's told her reality. Where you had the women of 50 years ago, Jolie singing like, please don't take my man. She's like begging, I need him. We don't have songs like that anymore. We don't have movies like that anymore. It's never like, I need my husband. It's, I don't need a man. And I just think it's like programming and brainwashing. And I think a lot of times
feminism has done a good job of just brainwashing everybody, man. It's the craziest thing ever. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You can even watch kids' cartoon because all of a sudden there's an ad and you can see... you're so red pill that you see it everywhere. It's the weirdest thing ever.
And ruin good things because we think we can do better and we don't.
Wait, Pearl, so you wouldn't mind if your boyfriend cheated?
I would mind. I would be like, no.
So would you say because I listen and I hear what you're saying, but again it seems a bit black and white and it can be grey.
Oh, it's grey, right?
No,
it's grey, it's subjective. It's just left and right, up and down in the corners. Like, well, we don't know, right? It's all depends. You see what I'm saying? This is what happened when you have this conversation. Up and down, left and right, corners, subjective, white and it's not white and black, it's gray with a little bit of green, with purple. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man.
I think most things are pretty black and white, and I think that's how men think. I think women, we have our emotions, so we're like, oh. And I know there's a middle ground. Like, I think if he got a bitch pregnant, I'd be, oh. I think that might be... But I would still, the goal would always be to work it out. Like, I think that should be the goal. Like, if you can work it out, why would you not work it out? But our immediate gut reaction is leave. And I just don't think that should be the gut reaction. I think the gut reaction should be, did I do anything wrong? How did I contribute to this situation?
If you're a guy, I'm not saying that's good, but if you're a guy, you cheat, okay, fine. But you have to own it. As a guy, you have to own it. You cannot go cheat and then cheat. All of a sudden, she discovered that you cheat. You're like, no, I'm sorry, baby. No, you have to own it, man. If you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna own it. Don't do it, man.
What if he's just a guy that likes to cheat?
I think did you really not know that before you got married?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm single, no? That's why I'm not married yet.
No, right. Well, I
one.
think women, it's like pick your poison. It's like we want a guy that's super hot. You know, guys that are super attractive are gonna be tempted to cheat a lot.
But they also
We want a
have
guy.
moral high ground, right?
So they want the beast. They want this guy. They're making $10 million a year, beautiful, ripped, for you, only for her.
Some of them have good morals and good standing.
Okay, so when you had moral high ground, did you wait till you were married? Where was your morality? It's like
I never cheated on anyone.
no, but I'm saying you cheat on your future husband. Marriage is supposed to be two virgins, and the woman's virginity is way more important than the male's.
But that's
we know
not happening. So now they both are not. Whether their body count's high
So
or
that
low,
means you
it
don't
doesn't
have
matter.
leverage.
But they're both
You have no
not.
leverage.
And they both they've decided to be together and get together.
So I'm saying like women don't pick monogamy when we have the most choice. So when do women have the most choice? At like 22, 23, that's when we have like
Crazy
the
sex.
world is our oyster. We're the hottest, and we could do anything. We can make $100K a month on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We could go get married. But
Ugh,
women,
look
like
at
we
these
don't
girls.
pick monogamy. But like men, their peak is like 35. That's when they're the hottest. They make the most money. They've dealt with women. So it's like when they get the most choice, we immediately judge them for cheating. And but it's like when we had the most choice, we didn't choose to get married. And all I'm saying is maybe we could have some understanding for it and see where they're coming from, because their sex is in front of them 24/7. They're wired to fuck damn near. Like we have phrases like he'll fuck anything. And that says that it's not as emotional as it is for us. Like if we cheat to leave. You know what I mean? Like we're not, she's not. And we're
Look at
like,
that. Oh, that's disrespectful. Oh, that was
getting out of this bitch. But like when men cheat, it's just
look at that, bro. They're literally just texting.
like, God damn it, the stripper came on to me.
But
She
every
was just
time
there.
once-
These girls.
Oh, Pearl, man. Ah, that's so disrespectful. Look at this lady. That fake laugh. That's a fake laugh right here. See right there? She's not laughing. Pretending. Look at her body language spread out. Look at this chick.
Girls came. These girls were chasing me down in the bar because I was married. Like, no, and it's true.
Guilty.
Yeah, and so.
She said, Lily said she's gonna hit your boyfriend up, Pearl.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I said.
I don't know. Hey, good video, but man, these females, man. They want the 1%, but they don't want the consequences that come with being with one. They want the highest of the guy, but he cannot do anything. I just want the monster and make sure it's like the Beauty and the Beast, right? The beauty wanna get that beast and make sure he's gentle. Like, but real life is not like that, man. It's not like that. It's not like that. Those type of guys. You were not there when he was building his business. So you want him now that he just, already built his business. He's having, 5 different or 6 or 7 different escorts every weekend. Every week. Like, you want him to stop that? All of a sudden, think about it, folks. It makes no sense. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.